Hello, my name's Fuji, and today we're going to play Robocraft 2, and nothing's gonna go wrong. It's all gonna be perfect. Okay, so Robocraft 2 is a first-person shooter with the idea of building your own bot out of cubes, shapes, components, and weapons, and you fight other people that do the same. And today I have two styles of bots I want to play. One's going to be very heavy and tanky, the other one's going to be very fast and light. To start things off, I figured this show off the Doom Cube I met during the playtest here. It's extremely violent. It uses the collision mechanics very well. It's fun to see what the game can produce if you sit down and toy around with it. And it's kind of it was a neat stress test to see, you know, how well this particular bot can handle. You know, I am getting tossed around, I'm getting beat up, but I'm landing on my wheels and I'm still shooting, so that's good. The next clip is my fast bot, and I try to sneak past the cube, and it does not work out. I get turned into Lego. Yeah, remember, no problems today. That's the goal. On that note, some of Squidward's designs are questionable, but they're always fun. This next clip is going to be me fighting a Walker, Thomas the Destroyer, which is going to be a challenge. Walkers are very strong in the current tests, simply because of their the collision damage really eats away. But I'm going to charge anyway. I'm going to go see what the bot can do. The first thing I notice is that the wheels kind of act as bumpers, so I don't really take a lot of collision damage, but it's very easy to push me, which isn't great either. And you can see I'm just kind of I'm able to disable the weapons, and they're kind of stuck. You know, I just keep shooting at them. There's nothing they can do except push me at the moment. I do fear that my wheels will give out, but you know, I just kind of get pushed, not really caring, seeing what I can do with this person up here. I can't shoot him because of the angle of my turret is set, but eventually I get kind of pinned down and I finish off the Thomas. I'm good. That was a great test. This next test features the Chonker style. That's people have been finding out with the aiming gear. I get hit right on the turret, but I'm still rolling. I still have like two plates that are keeping my plasmas alive, and I'm gonna run away from this person because I don't want to lose my guns. So I didn't fight many Marauders this test, but I was able to get this clip. I just kind of run up to someone piloting the top turret, and I just sit here. They're aiming for my turret, which is great because I get to see how well, you know, where the damage goes and how well I can stay before I get degunned. But I was able to shoot basically all their guns off, and they had to hop into the pilot seat for the plasmas. Ironically, it's the collision damage that gets me. It knocks my turret off the aiming axle, so now I'm essentially gone. But I get this person here, and I find the turret is actually still, like, just because it's disconnected, I can still use it. And since it's laying on my bot, I still shoot and I aim for this guy, and eventually I dig right into their pilot seat. Which was nice. I mean, usually at this state you should just respawn, but I was able to keep on, you know, shooting stuff. So this next one is of Starshock and his Walker. They have the more stronger Walkers from my experience. The same basics apply here. I'm getting pushed, but I'm avoiding a lot of collision damage. I mean, they're still hitting me pretty hard, but you know, normally a regular bot would just be disintegrated at this point. So we have this really nice just I don't even know what it's something of a battle, but we both leave scarred and flipped, and I try to try to hop out, see if I can shoot him, but it doesn't really work out. This is normally what happens when I fight Starshock and just walkers in general. I get pushed into something. You know, at this state, I'm completely vulnerable. They can just destroy the armor so well. I also got to fight a few Chompers this test, and it was really fun because they don't work as well as they would. The wheels just throw me, and it's fun. Here's another one that's going to do the same thing. This was a nice sort of stress test because Patuu has a pretty strong bot. I stay viable for a while until, you know, I'm so broken down that the Chomper can get into my armor and just do the collision damage. Here's another one fighting Patuu, but also, like everyone else, I have almost the entire team trying to shoot me. So it's a lost battle, but again, I'm trying to see how strong the bot is built. It really disintegrated very well. I do lose my guns a bit earlier than I'd like, but I have like 3 people shooting at me, all trying to to destroy the cube that I have become. And it's just fun to see. Just I don't die. I just sit here, not caring. Next is another sort of chonker type. This is like a tower crusher. There's a few problems with the design, but being an entire latium square, I wanted to see how well, you know, the collision would work on something, you know, this big. It works pretty well, but the latium is just too strong. The thicker plates and the unlimited torque is just relentless, and I get pushed until finally I get point I'm completely vulnerable. You know, I still shoot, I can still kind of get there until finally the bot just collapses under the pure weight of meta. Here's another example of just, you know, sitting here taking the tower, being shot at by, I don't know, 3 people again. Although the person on the left, their bot was struggling. So mainly just a plasma and an SMG is shooting at me, but I'm able to tank the damage and just take the tower. Being able to accomplish the goal at hand, using the armor. It's very easy to build something that's heavily armored, but it doesn't operate very well in the actual like battle scenario. This is like one of the cooler moments of just driving in a tank. Like, it's very slow, but here I'm making my way to the objective. I'm getting pelted on. Most of my wheels are gone, but I finally am able to get here. And at this point, I can just sit here. Like, I don't care if, you know, you can take all my wheels. I will now be a cube mobilist turret. That's exactly what I do. I just kind of pelt the reactor, and both of ours are pretty low. But I think I'm gonna win this one, just by sitting here, being indestructible at the moment. And okay, so I do die, and no, there's. My next bot is the complete opposite. It's fast, it's light, a single shot plasma can ruin its day. The goal with this one is to harass and distract. In this case, though, I also use it to push the objective. Right now, both of our reactors are exposed. The enemy has, like, nothing left, but you can see that our reactor is getting hit. So it's basically whoever gets... I don't think there's anyone else in the front here, so the bot, you know, this is what the bot is really good for, is just making these last minute pushes and getting the win, getting a tower, and it's just a really satisfying moment. This one's not as urgent as the last one, but we do have a lot of slow tanking vehicles on our team, but their reactor is really low. So again, the goal is just to avoid the damage and go for it. Now this is, in our team makeup, it's not so bad, but you can see on the right there is a Marauder that I have to get past, and this can go really well or really bad. Luckily, the shots, I'm able to dodge a lot of it, but I still get some damage at the end, and then, you know, the control of the vehicle really is hard to counteract when you lose different pieces, because it always controls in weird way. So I end up smashing into the rock, but I'm still able to make it. The plasma above me is you know, missing a lot of shots, which is really saving me. But I am really just trying to take this as much as I can. I'm struggling, I'm scared, things are shooting at me. I could die literally at any moment, but I'm able to get the win, and it's just a really fun thing for me. In this game, the enemy team is not doing so great. We're already on their second tower, and they haven't even touched our first. So I'm just pelting this one. I'm getting shot, so I run away. Sometimes this works out, sometimes it doesn't. If I lose a couple of wheels, it can kind of mess up my flow. So I just circle, I use my speed, I circle back to the reactor. Unfortunately, my team wasn't able to get the very last bit, so I try to sneak past and see what damage I can do. This is a really nice spot sometimes. Like, I don't use it too often, but this can be like a little safety area. I've seen others use it too. I'm not sure if they're gonna remove these ramps now that the turret isn't active. So here is a really cool shot. I see that someone is trying to hop out of the pilot seat of the Marauder and trying to get into the turret seat so they can pelt me with all of their, like, I don't know, 8 SMGs or 12. It's a lot on the Marauder. But I was able to shoot him, and now I'm shooting the reactor. Essentially just kind of messing around. The team, half of it's dead, half of it's distracted. They do finally respawn and start shooting me with their turret. It is very strong, but luckily the, you know, spinning around, trying to be hard to shoot spreads the armor around. And I find out that I can just kind of sit in this little ledge that avoids the line of sight off the turret. I should have stayed on the reactor, I should have just ended the battle, but I do end up dying eventually, which makes me have to, again, roll all the way back. This can be sort of a death spiral. You can see here I'm struggling to try and land the shots, shots well while avoiding damage. Avoiding damage really is the goal that you should have on a fast spot. And you can see here, I'm sort of running the gauntlet. There's people shooting at me. I'm barely escaping the damage, but luckily I'm able to get here to my safety zone now that the flyer can't hit me. And I eventually take the tower myself. You can see I start, I'm losing a lot of pieces, and I'm still functional in a way. Now I'm down to like 3 wheels, and I can still go, but I do get hit here and I do die. So in this game, the enemy team has the advantage, but we are, our reactor's exposed, but we are pushing their second tower. I'm getting shot here, so I start doing my donuts, trying to keep the armor spread in the damage allocation. We get the tower, so I just run away. I see what I can do. I'm missing a lot of pieces, but I'm still very functional, and it's really one of the highlights of when you're able to do this, is maintain functionality through destruction. So I have some trouble here, but I eventually get a good peaking spot off of this reactor. I am getting shot here, but I'm too damaged to really to be confident in what I can escape from. But both of our reactors are getting hit, and it looks like the flyer decided to just leave me here, which probably wasn't the greatest decision. You can see our Marauder is going to come up to this tower very soon, but our reactor is also taking a lot of damage. It's hard to say. It's a very intense moment here, but we do eventually get it. So that's it. That's the end of the video. If you're new about Robocraft 2, it is a pre-alpha game, so it's extremely early in development, but you can see it has a good foundation as it is. There's a lot of bugs, there's a lot of problems, but generally the game works as well as most early access games at the moment. You can download it at robocraft2.com, and you can play it right now. Right now you can only build, but they do have playtests, and they're even wanting to open them up more frequently. They just had Asia and Oceania servers open up, so they're slowly expanding, and the more people that play, the more that are interested in it would be fantastic. Keep in mind that it is a pre-alpha game. You don't want to get too upset when things don't work. Now, if you're coming from Robocraft 1, if you're coming from that kind of experience, I do want to warn you about the transitional mindset that is really strong, because going from Robocraft 1 to 2 here, I mean, the name's the same, the aesthetics are familiar, but the game is radically different. How you build bots, the armor system, they have plasmas, they have SMGs, but how the turret system works, it's just so much different. It can be a little frustrating to build, it can be frustrating to kind of start, but once you get the hang of it after a couple of days, it's a really fun game with a lot more depth. So yeah, thank you for watching and have a great day.